So this video is pertaining to the Chevy Malibu. This is the 2008, the 3.5 liter. I'm replacing the front passenger axle. Coming in here. So there's, as you know online, there's different ways to getting this center nut off. So that's going to be, there could be the cover or whatever. But that's a different video. Get that off. You should be able to know how to do that if you're looking this up. So this is my setup here. I got a 1/2 inch on here, and this is a 15mm deep socket. And then I got the breaker bar on the nut. So the nut is on that side, and the washer is on this side. So you want to turn the washer this way and then hold that. So just to get the breaker bar on there to clear the rotor and caliper, I got an extension down in there, and then I brought it out. See that? See all that? See that boots off there? And then I got that on there. So it's using the extensions on both sides is able to free up that ball joint knuckle. So that's how I'm getting that bolt out. So I mean, I'm just spinning these, so see what if I have any problems, I will film it. All right, so I got the nut off, and then you gotta get this bolt out. So I'm gonna do whatever I can to not fuck up the threads and pop it through. And then I shouldn't have to get an alignment if I do this instead of taking off the bolt up top. So don't mess up the ball joint, get that bolt out first. So I was able to just use the 17 on the bolt here, and I just used the 17 and cranked it out using the 17. I pushed it through a little ways, and then so there's the bolt. Remember, it goes in that way, and the nut goes on toward the passenger side. So now I need to free up the ball joint here, the lower ball joint. See all that fucking grease? This boot's all jacked up. So I got the bolt out of here. Now I gotta separate this, but I don't want to mess up that boot. So that's what I'm doing here now. So there's a groove in here that I'm gonna stick a flathead in to try and separate it, to try and drop this arm down. Yeah, it's all the grease from there. So I'm using a pickle fork and hammering it in, and I think it's kind of coming. You can see separating there in the rubber there. So I'm gonna keep hammering at that. Well, the pickle fork seems to be working pretty good. And then just kind of work it back and forth, try and not hit the frame. But it's coming. You can feel it. Watch your rotor, which I'm not doing. And just keep going on it. Take your time. Use 2 hands. Not the phone. Alright, so I got that ball joint out. Just pounding on it. Or yeah, getting that out and pounding down. Pickle fork. So I'm going to free the axle from the bearing. And I'm going to... I already loosened this before with the 36mm. So I'm gonna loosen this till it's flush and then hammer to free this thing, the spine here, from the bearing. So that's what I'm doing next. Alright, so I'm just gonna hammer this. I should grab a wood block. Oh, see it moving? Free. And then get this off, because this is gonna have to, that's what's holding on the axle. Alright, so you gotta take this off to be able to spin and have enough room to pull it out and then pull that out. But now I'm thinking I might need to jack up the other side, because I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room. So I'm just gonna make sure I might spray that with PB first. So I got the axle out, and I didn't have to jack up the tire, but it was bent pretty good, so getting in the new one might be harder. I might have to jack it up. Put it back in there. You got it out. There's the ball joint. Still looks alright. Now I need to get this free from the transmission. I got the fluid down pan. See there? I think it's pissing out a little from me fucking with it. So I got this bad boy. I've been waiting to use. See if I can get that fucker in there and get this guy out here. It's got the slide hammer, and then it's got the threading to hook on there. So I'm gonna try and hook it in there so I can still pull it out. I mean, if you had to, you could take this off, but I don't want to do that. Hopefully I can just mess with this a little and break it free from the transmission. So I'm watching down in there and seeing if I see it coming out. I think you can tell if you watch it while you fuck with it. You can get her. I mean, I'm using the slide hammer. Before I was trying to pry it with bars and stuff. But it's going. It just came out. I can't hold it well, but I mean, just watch that groove and see how it's kind of over the lip. I'm making progress. Let's watch the brake line. Take your brakes. Alright, so I got the axle out. This was the old one. This was still stuck in there, and that got pulled off. So I was trying to use this puller. This didn't really, it was hard to get this actually behind it. So I pulled the boot off on accident. This is buried in there. So I was using this crowbar coming at this side to popping it off. And then this one here held pretty good to get behind there, and then popping it, and then there's a little gap between here and there that you can get a bar in there behind it. So there's the seal. Looks like a little bit of a leak right here. I'm not too happy about. I'm going to put the new one in, and no fluid leaked out, unless, yeah, no fluid leaked out either. So then this is the new one. Put some grease on the splines, and that's going to be where your new, mine didn't come with a new nut. So that's kind of, so good thing I got my old nut. Make sure that fits. So should be able to put this new one back in. Yeah, just pry at it. Use your breaker bars, and then go slowly and just keep working at it, and you'll get it out. And that's what it looks like, and that's what the new one looks like. So now I'm just gonna start putting the new one back in. Alright, so yeah, you just gotta finesse that bottom grooves back on, grease it up a little, and get it as far in as you can. And then check to make sure that it's flush in there. It'll help you get this end in. The more flush you get that in, so get that end in first. Alright, so I got the axle through. I put on thread lock, and then I just got this tight as I can right now in the air, and then I'm just gonna go through and there's this. I wasn't doing that. I'm just checking the sway bar, tie rods. I replaced the sway bar. I replaced the inner and outer tie rods, sway bar link. The calipers have been replaced, rotors have been replaced, this bearing's been replaced, pads. So the axle here should be in there flush. Got the new boot on here. I'm gonna clean up some of that grease. I torqued down the bolt head, so they're tight. And then still got my bearing bolts. There's the other one. Make sure everything's tightened down. I didn't mess with the top at all. The ABS wire, and then make sure to retighten that down once it's on the ground, and I might even double check that once the tire's on the ground. Alright. I think I got her. Let's see though, fucking A.